limitations, the nice thing about them is they're all limited to the habitual states of consciousness which we normally go into. Which is why we're going to begin to explore some altered states this evening.
Sometimes our brain does things which we don't want it to. We may engage in behaviors like smoking, or food compulsions, or anxiety, or depression, or all these wonderful things that our brain just has a habitual way of doing. I'm going to give you the how-to manual, how your brain works, and how to use your brain to develop any abilities that you want.
Really, what I do is just take the best of everything, of neurology, neuroplasticity, neurolinguistic programming, trance, nutrition, to basically give an individual all the tools in which they can begin to control their own brain. And it's not about me controlling their brain, it's about them trusting themselves.
How I got into this was always a really bright guy, really fast brain though, and anxiety, panic attacks. And in third year university, I was hospitalized after 3 straight panic attacks. And then I made a decision where enough was enough and decided to pursue everything I could to optimize and control my own brain.
One of the major problems in today's modern world is the excessive excitotoxicity, the overactivation of brain cells caused by EMFs, caused by stress, caused by inflammatory, neuroexcitatory foods, food processing, food ingredients that are, not natural or anything natural about them. Through the excessive blue light, excessive sound that's constantly stimulating our brain. Anxiety is an evolutionary functional pattern that helps propel motivation, helps keeps us safe, helps us to move away from danger and things that would kill us. But anxiety, it's either useful or it's not, and it becomes a problem when you do it too much. It becomes a problem when you don't have control. It becomes a problem when it happens randomly and automatically and you don't have the skills to deal with it.
Anxiety can be caused by 6 different things in the brain fog, sleep issues, depression, memory. All these different things can be caused by specific imbalances in the brain. So it's really important to see where your brain is at, to see what you may need to optimize your brain.
Every brain is unique and therefore requires a customized, tailored approach for each person.
Now, I do QEEG brain mapping in my practice and work, and we can actually see people's brains changing in live time as an act of will.
So if you're at a place in your life, if you feel depressed, if you have behavioral addictions or problems that are holding you back, you can rewire your brain and reset it towards any things that you want.
Wouldn't that be nice if every time you got bored, you just launched into motivation? Every time you felt stressed, you just relaxed. Every time you got all stressed and serious, you started giggling.
Because regardless of where you've been, what matters is that you're aiming your brain where you want to go. And if you're just simply remembering the same old bad memory over and over again, that's what you're aiming your neurology at, and we want to change that.
Your anxiety is not something you have, it's something you do. And as soon as you know how you do it, you can start to undo it.
So the trick is with anxiety is to get ahead of things. And the whole key is saturation. You don't want to flip things under the rug, you want to go after it. And the most important thing is to plan ahead of time, is to get your state of consciousness switched. We have the external side that's very well created out, and that's how I got into this, is external technologies, neurofeedback, neurofield, PEMF, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, light therapy, nutrition, all these external biohacking things which are out there and known to change brain-mind consciousness. Now, the other side is the internal side. That's more Eastern philosophy. That's where the meditation, the yogas, the qigongs really developed. And that's where the hypnosis and NLP comes in, where you can go in on the internal side, create changes in your mind and brain to change the external. And in fact, if you do both on each side, you can be stacking the deck completely to your favor and start rocking life like an absolute superhero.
Work with a lot of really brilliant leaders in neuroscience and the brain industry. Apprentice with Dr. Richard Bandler, who's the creator of neurolinguistic programming and trance, so the ways of using the mind to reprogram the brain.
Because everything is more neuroplastic than it was led to believe. Flexibility is the key to life. Because whoever's the most adaptable, whoever has the more choices of different states of consciousness they can go into, the better things get. Your brain is a targeting machine, and you can go in and you can begin to create better plans for yourself. I do the neurological side, the brain imaging, the nutritional side, but the most important thing above all is the consciousness side, because it's way more than the sum of the parts.
The
easiest thing here that's free, you can do anywhere you want, is learn how to use your mind, your consciousness, your brain in a way where you can rewire your brain.
Now, it's all a matter of getting more control over your internal state. How we feel really dictates how our brain's going to work and how we can remember information.
Because you can take someone with zero experience meditating, zero experience controlling their own brain, and poof, in the blink of an eye, take them into a deep, profound REM, super learning state. Does that sound good, ladies and gentlemen? And the cool thing is when you go into a really relaxed state, is you can start to control things like your heart rate, your breathing, and if you just look at my eyes, you could already feel it.
And then pull up whatever bad habit you were doing. See it, and then really fast, I want you to shrink that down like you're closing a window screen, shrink it down, and then pop up that image of the person you want to be. Really fast. Pop it up, shrink it down. Do it 3 times until you're looking at that person you want to be and you feel drawn towards it. Take the feeling and start to double it. Notice where you feel it in your body. When you look at that person you want to be, where do you feel it? People talk about feelings. Where do you feel it? Where do your good feelings start? Where does it move? And start to mentally trace it out. Your heart. We'll double that feeling, man. Make it stronger. Yeah. It's your feeling. You can do whatever you want with it. Now tonight, before you go to bed, a time when you go through the theta, the hypnagogic states, I want you to just take a moment and look at your bad habits for the last time. Look at them, shrink it down, pop up that image you want to be, and start to direct your brain in the direction you want to go. And naturally, you'll start to feel more drawn towards it.
When I'm working with a client, it's a much more thorough process where we can go in and begin to create changes throughout their entire life.
It not only changes your mind about new perspectives, but it changes your overall general reality, which is really beneficial if you're struggling with anxiety or if you have any problems. It really makes you focus and well-determined.
The change has to come from inside, and how we can, at any point of the time, we can change our belief system, our negative experience, or change the response towards it.
And then after doing work with Chris, I have the sense that there's a new person welling up inside me.
Get them into a state where they can conquer every one of their fears, every one of the things that they couldn't do. Make it so they can go into a state where they can see that smart, sexy, fit body that they've been waiting ever so long to just step into, so they can see it clear in their mind and step into it now.
I was very impressed how quickly some of the changes were able to take effect, and how much work it was doing on my brain and how I was thinking about things differently.
Don't focus on the problem, focus on the solution. The way the brain works and how every thought or everything you think of is really important, and it really matters.
I want you to really begin to explore each day how good you can feel, how much you can learn, and how much you can really start to enjoy life. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Open your eyes.
I was here at the last seminar for anxiety, and I will tell you, I will recommend to anybody that has a couple of hours to come and see Chris. It was actually, it was all about me. I was able to go into a place of visualization that I've never been able to get there before.
Because you need to take those ecstatic states and those altered states and connect it to the specific situations in which you're going to go into. So that way you basically train your brain to build new habits. Not the old thing, the new thing.
I had a lot of fun doing all those techniques. It was taught in a very fun way. It got absorbed into the subconscious easily.
The reason why it works is because people have a convincing experience where they've conquered one of their fears. So that way they can now look at other areas in their life where they're limiting themselves, and they can begin to go after and conquer them.
Like, everyone and anyone should do this. It's helped me out in so many ways, and I feel it can help so many people.
Remember, anxiety is not good, it's not bad, it's either functional or it's not. And to dive deeper, learn everything you need to know, to get rid of anxiety, fears, worries, and all those anxiety-related problems, and most importantly, take control.
You're welcome to just come ask me any questions if you have some personal stuff, whatever you want. I'm here to help. See what some of the brain technologies are to rewire your brain.
So thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to subscribe, click like, share the heck out of this video. What does the world need? The world needs to learn how to get rid of anxiety, get rid of stress. And this has been a little introduction brought to you by Chris Wyllie, Brain Transformation Specialist. Thank you so much.